been practicing this little speech, this little appeal in my head for like 3 days, and now I'm actually recording it. I just don't even know what to say. There are 3 words that I have always found it very difficult to use, to say. I need help. It's ridiculous because we should all feel like it's okay to ask for help, and it's even better when we actually do help each other. So, short version, long version, I don't know. I made a decision as I was turning 36 a few years ago. I'd always had this niggling little voice in the back of my head telling me that I wanted to be an actor. And I always thought it was like this impossible thing, you know. It's ridiculous, especially at my age. But we'd just come out of lockdown and people were off doing things, you know. People had spent all these months locked in their homes doing courses, starting little businesses, doing whatever they could to keep creative and build themselves up, you know, rather than just, you know, it would have been so easy to just kind of curl up and feel terrible for all that time. But to hell with it, I said, you know, I'm just going to make an attempt, because it was like a splinter in the back of my head. So I said, right, started studying and researching, reading books, watching videos. I want to get myself into some classes. I'm going to learn, and I did, and it was the best decision I ever made. It has changed the course of my life immeasurably. Before I started all this, I think at my biggest I was like 17 stone. I was on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, whatever. I was on whatever the GP was giving me. I was probably drinking way too much. And everything I've done over the last 4 years has felt like, it's cheesy, but I always thought, you know, the notion of a calling was cheesy. A bit cringe, but it feels like I'm finally doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've lost the weight. I'm no longer on medications. I haven't had a drink in 2.5 years. I think I've been happy. It's kind of hard to know what that means, but look, I've done all right. I've worked. I've had 3 small but not insignificant television roles. Feature film, bunch of short films. I've done some commercials. They even asked me to open a little. So, you know, I've done pretty well in a short space of time. I've really thrown myself into it, and I've started my own school for adults, teaching. I mean, I don't really do the teaching myself. I hired people to do that, but I contribute as much as I can. I try to help other people who want to get into acting, whatever their age. You know, there's so much happening for young people. I wanted to do something for other adults like me, so we've been running our classes and they've been going great. And we've had a real impact on a lot of people, and it's been really, really rewarding. So, but it feels like I'm hitting walls, and I'm trying to take the next step and the next step and the next step. I'm 40 now, and I know it's not unusual for people to spend 10, 15 plus years working on their craft and working on their reputation, and this notion of a big break is probably a bit of a myth, you know. But I want to be the best actor that I can be, and I just want to work, and you know, like all actors, I'm not special. I just I'm just doing my best. I'm trying my hardest, but for the longevity of my career, to give myself the best opportunity of actually working and making a living from acting, I decided to start applying for drama schools. And I couldn't afford to apply for every drama school up and down the country, so I thought I'll just apply for. I applied for 5 drama schools, five of the top drama schools, the best ones. I thought if I'm going to do it, I'll try and do it right. So I applied for RADA, LAMDA, Royal Welsh, Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, and the Lear in Dublin, which geographically would have been the easiest one for me. 4 out of the 5 drama schools gave me recalls, and from those recalls I got to the 4th and final round at RADA. Ultimately fell short, but it was a great experience, and I didn't expect to get that far with RADA. My God, the amount of people I've met along the way who've been doing this for years without even getting that far, it's unreal. It's so difficult. But lo and behold, and I have to say it was the place that I loved the most when I went there, Royal Welsh made me an offer. My first time applying for drama schools, they offered me a place on their masters. Freaking masters. Like, I barely finished my GCSEs. Like, I moved. I had like 5 different schools when I was growing up because I just struggled. Not with the education. I've always been pretty good, I've always been pretty bright, but socially, and I had a hard time with the other kids. And it would often get so bad that I have to move to another school and start all over again. But I just didn't have. I'm pretty sure I was undiagnosed neurodivergent. I'm on the waiting list now, but anyway, 7 minutes now. So yeah, educationally I've achieved nothing, and now I have an opportunity to do a master's, a friggin' master's. Normally you have to have a bachelor's, you have to have an undergraduate degree to even qualify to go and do a master's degree. This is like peak educational achievement for someone like me. But it's so fucking expensive. Pardon my French, but undergraduate fees in the UK are regulated. If I'd gotten onto one of the bachelors that I'd applied for, the 3-year courses, student loan would cover the tuition, but with a master's, they're unregulated and they're not designed for working class people. Like, I run my acting classes, I take whatever acting gigs I can get, but I don't make a ton of money. I'm not, I get by. So after the student loan, I'm looking at a shortfall of about 20 grand to go to drama school, to go to one of the top drama schools in the UK. So I'm just going to come back to those horrible 3 words that I hate saying. I need help. And I don't particularly want to put out some emotional appeal and try to get people to feel sorry for me, and I certainly don't want people parting with something they can't afford to part with. But I started a little fundraiser on Ko-fi, I don't know how that's pronounced, Ko-fi, and because I wanted to avoid the personal shame of just making an emotional appeal for money, I thought I'll put a fun little twist on it, and I'll sell access to some pictures of my cats because they're adorable and I know they would want to help. And it's done alright, the first few days. I think I'm up to about £600, and I genuinely appreciate every single donation, however much it is, and the kindness of some people, especially people that don't even know me. It's just been... it's overwhelming. It's just really... I'm so grateful. And people keep giving me advice, have you tried this, have you tried that? I mean, obviously I've looked for grants, I've looked for bursaries, I've applied for scholarships. Anything that I have been able to apply for, I've been turned down for. And there's so many bursaries and grants out there, but not for 40-year-olds from Craigavon, or Belfast. Like, If I was doing an undergraduate degree, great. If I was 21, great. If I was from somewhere else, great. I've just fallen through every crack there is. So there's really, I'm this is my last hope, is just the kindness of strangers. Nobody's going to watch a 10-minute video, I don't know why. But it feels good to get it out. I'll put the link to my fundraiser below, and if you can help, I'd appreciate it. Maybe you could just share this for me, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I've been told I should write letters to billionaires, or just millionaires, or just philanthropists, I don't know, just write to businesses and write to actors and and maybe I will. It's so degrading having to do this, having to go begging, asking for money. I really hate it. But if I don't try and this opportunity slips away, like I say, I've met people who have been trying for years to get into drama schools. If I don't take it up now, am I going to get another offer next year, the year after? I'm 40 years old. I'm easily the oldest person that I've met at any of these auditions. So, well, here I am. If you can help me, I'd be very grateful. If you've actually watched this 12-minute video, applause. Okay, bye.